Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start off by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah Bahashem Rakha Kwadash, and giving double honors unto the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that rule well, and unto the sincere brothers that is pushing out the gospel throughout the four corners of the world. Peace and blessings and infinite salutation be unto the elect, the house of David, that the Lord is raising up in these last days, which is made up of you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and scattered Israelites amongst the other nation that look like the other nation, but according to your pedigree, you go back to the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, as we are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites. Shalom. Now, in this lesson that I want to go into the topic of reincarnation is biblical. Reincarnation is biblical, or regeneration is biblical. And that's one of the topics that you will learn coming into this truth that we are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites. All right. Now you gotta understand that reincarnation is biblical, man, and that reincarnation is something that you want to have to understand the scriptures, man. You see, and once again, when you read the scriptures, you'll find, man, reincarnation is throughout the scriptures. All right. So moreover, let me just get into it, okay? So first, what I want to do is let's go to the definition of it. All right. This is the etymology definition of reincarnation. It says, all right, reincarnation, it says 1829, fact of repeated incarnation, a state of being embodied anew, from back again incarnation, meaning a new embodiment, is from the 1854. All right, so reincarnation means means back or again. And incarnation, which means embodiment. Okay, so back again to a body. All right, embodied. Okay, a new embodiment. All right. And another thing that I did was I went into Google and I just typed in reincarnation root word, and it says the noun reincarnation comes from the Latin roots, meaning again, incarnare, meaning to make flesh. All right. Incarnare, which means flesh in the Latin word, right? In Spanish, flesh means carne. Okay. So since the word reincarnation does not have to be a literal rebirth, or however, that term can be used to mean a more figurative it's like a reinvention or rebirth. Okay. But the top meaning, all right, the good definition of reincarnation is what? Meaning again, incarnare meaning to make flesh. So back to the flesh. You see? All right. Okay. So now that we got that, let's go into the Blue Letter Bible and let's get the definition of reincarnation. All right. But when you read the Bible, as you can see, I have the book of Matthew 19. So I'm going to start off with the book of Matthew 19, and I'm going to start at verse 27. And then and this is going into how Peter asked the Lord, all right, what we will receive for following the Lord, Yahweh Shah. And this is the answer that the Lord gave him. So this is the book of Matthew 19 and verse 27, and it says, then answered Peter and said unto him, behold, we have forsaken all and follow thee. What shall we have therefore? Verse 28, and Yahweh shall say unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me And the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. All right. So straight up forward answer that the Lord gave him. You see, which ain't nothing wrong with asking, certain questions. All right. It wasn't nothing wrong with Peter asking this question, right? Because what's the reason for us being in this truth? First and foremost, to please Yahweh B'Ashem Yahushua. Okay. But there is a reward unto those that follow Yahushua. But real quick, let's go into the definition of regeneration, okay? And the Greek root word.
Strong's G 3824. Polygenesia. Polygenesia.
All right, so polygenesia, it says new birth, reproduction, renewal, recreation, a regeneration. You see now, regeneration sells the deal. All right. But I'm going to keep on going. It says, hence, renovation, regeneration, the production of a new life consecrated to the Most High. A radical change of mind for the better. You see, and this is the reason why the Lord always goes into being reborn again. Okay. All right, keep on going. It says the word often used to denote the restoration of a thing to its pristine state. All right, and if you go into the pristine state, the word definition of that word, it goes into the original condition, right? Going back to the original condition. All right, so it says the word often used to denote the restoration of a thing to its pristine state. All right. And now keep that in mind, okay? Keep the word that thing, the restoration of a thing. So let me hide that up. So keep that in mind as I keep on going in this lesson. Okay. So it's just the word often used to denote the restoration of a thing to its pristine state. Its renovation as a renewal or restoration of life after death. The renovation of the earth after the dewage, which is talking about the flood. The renewal of the world to take place after its destruction by fire, as the Stoic taught. Yeah, because when the flood happened, when the flood took place, the Lord, he pretty much restored the earth. He started everything again. He started everything again with Noah and his 3 sons. All right. Ham, Shem, and Japheth. Okay. And we all go back to the descendants of Ham, Shem, and Japheth. All right. And it says the renewal of the world to take place after its destruction by fire, as the Stoic taught. The Stoics is talking about the prophets. Okay. Because, and that's the reason why you go into the book of Revelations 21 and goes into how John the Revelator, all right, he saw a new heaven and a new earth. You see? Because what the Lord is going to do, he's going to restore everything back again to its original state. Okay? So it says, all right. And it says, the signal and glorious change of all things in heaven and in earth for the better. That restoration of the primal and perfect condition of things which exist before the fall of our parents. Right? So now we're at the time that the Lord is what? Putting us back to its original form. You see, because it says the restoration of the primal and perfect condition of things which exist before the fall of our parents. That's talking about before the flood. When the Lord created us, he created us to be perfect. You see? So now what had happened from the beginning until now, the Lord has always put us back into the flesh, has reincarnated the nation of Israel. Now everybody's reincarnated, right? As I keep on going in this lesson, you see, but I'm going to prove with the scriptures that reincarnation is biblical, all right? And I'm just going to prove with the scriptures that the elect has always came back, okay? You see? Now, if the elect are always being reincarnated, all right, all people are always being reincarnated, okay? So it says, that restoration of the primal and perfect condition of things which exist before the fall of our first parents. All right, when Adam went off in sin. It says, which the Jews, which is talking about the Israelites, which the Israelites look for in connection with the advent of the Messiah, in which Christians or the Israelites or the elect, all right, which is talking about the elect, the followers of Yahushua. And it says, in which the elect expect in connection with the visible return of Yahushua from heaven. All right. Other uses, it says, of Cicero's restoration to rank and fortune, which is Cicero's is going to a man who is a respected leader. All right. So it's pretty much it's all being applied unto Israel. Okay. And this is from the book of Matthew 19. All right, verse 28. It says, of Cicero's restoration to rank and fortune, of his recall from exile, because the nation of Israel has been exiled from the land. You see? But we're being restored again. The nation of Israel is being restored again, starting with the elect, right? It says the restoration of the Israelite nation after exile, of the recovery of knowledge by recollection. Okay. So now we got the definition. All right. Once again, like I said, regeneration has really sealed the deal. All right. Read means to bring back or again. Read means to bring back or again. All right. Generation is what? A generation. Okay. So we has always been reincarnated. All right. Regenerated. All right. So it says Matthew 19 and verse 27. So this was a question that the disciple Peter later on became apostle. All right. He asked the question to the Lord, what are we going to receive? What we going to have for following you, Yahushua? Okay. So it says Matthew 19 and 27. Then answered Peter and said unto him, behold, we have forsaken all and follow thee. What shall we have therefore? And Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And that's what you're going to receive as being the follower of Yahushua. All right? You're going to join heirs with Yahushua. Okay? Meaning that you're going to be, and you're going to be sitting upon thrones with Yahushua. Okay? Judging. It says judging the 12 tribes of Israel. All right? Verse 29, and it says, and everyone that has forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life. And that's the reward that you're going to receive for following Yahushua. Okay? Now that's one precept. All right, the next precept that I have, I'm going to go to the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 14, because I said that I'm going to prove, all right, Lord willing, all right, I'm going to prove, all right, with the scriptures that the elect has always been reincarnated, all right? Now, this is the book of 1 Corinthians 14, and I'm going to start at verse 31. And it says, "For ye may all prophesy one by one, that all may learn, and all may be comforted." Okay. Verse 32. "And the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets." Okay. So the spirits, all right. Okay. The spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets. All right. Verse 33, "For the Most High is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all the churches of the saints." The prophets they always came back and have always been subject to being a prophet and in order. Okay. You see, the prophets has always came back, all right, in being subject to the spirit of a prophet, all right, in the order of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, all right. So once again, a prophet always comes back in order as a prophet. So it says, "And the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets. For the Most High is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all the churches of the saints." You see, because the Lord always he do things in order. So if you were a prophet back in the ancient time, like Jeremiah, Daniel, or John the Revelator, if you was a prophet back in the ancient time, you always going to come back as being a prophet. You see? Let me just get another one real quick in the book of Jeremiah 28 and verse 8. And it says, the prophets that has been before me and before thee of old prophesy both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence." You see? So the prophets that prophesied back in the ancient time, all right, against many countries, against great kingdoms, and of war, of evil, and of pestilence. And you see, the prophets always came back and doing the same thing. You come back in your lot, and I'm going to prove it. But first, let me go to the book of Jude. All right, I'm gonna bring this out, and then I'm gonna bring 2 accounts, or maybe 3. I'm gonna bring about 3 accounts of the prophets that they will come back in these last days, and that has always been reincarnated. All right, just showing that reincarnation is true, that reincarnation is biblical. Okay. All right. This is the book of Jude, chapter 1 and verse 1. So like your verse 5. And it says, "And I will therefore put you in remembrance, though ye once knew this, how that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroy them that believe not." All right. So what the Lord did, because another thing you got to keep in mind is that we don't know who we are. All right. That's why we call ourselves the hopeful elect, because you don't know if you are of the elect. All right. That's one thing that you really want to worry about. You see, you want to worry about the fact that if you are of the elect. All right. So don't start worrying about the fact that if you might be the prophet, Daniel the prophet, or Jeremiah or Isaiah. Don't worry about that. You see, don't think high-minded. You see, and when you start thinking like that, you'll start thinking high-minded. So don't worry about the fact that you might be this individual. You see, no, because we don't know. You see, and the reason why I said that, let's go to the book of Ecclesiastes. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1, verse 9. All right. It says the thing. All right. Now, if you replace that thing with the spirit, all right, because everything in the world has a spirit. You see, animals have spirits, plants, and humans, right? So it says the thing that has been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun. Everything repeats itself. History repeats itself. You see, the same thing that people do nowadays is the same thing that people have done back in the ancient time. All right, everything repeats itself, man. So it says the thing that has been, it is that which shall be. All right, it's the spirit, right? The spirit that has been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun. Everything is regeneration. Everything is regenerated. Okay? It says, is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new, has been already of all times, which was before us. Yeah, history repeats itself. But look at this, verse 11. It says, there is no remembrance of former things, neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after. And that's the mystery. Okay? That's the mystery right there, that what? There is no remembrance of former things. So you're not going to have an individual, and come out and say, I'm King David, or I'm Daniel. All right? Or I'm John the Revelator. You see? Why? Why are you not going to come back and say those things? Because there is no remembrance of former things. You don't know who you were in your past life. Okay? You see, so you can't be worrying about if you are this prophet or that prophet. Okay? Or that you're Samson, or that you're King David. You don't know if you King David. You see? All right? So it says, I'm going to read that again. Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 11. And it says, there is no remembrance of former things, neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after. So that's the mystery. That's the mystery. It's like that's the mystery. Okay, that's the mystery. That we don't know who we were in our past life. Okay? So just be grateful that you know this truth, that we're Israelites. All right? And grow. You got to grow in this truth. So now going back to this right here, going back to Jude chapter 1, verse 5, and it says, I will therefore put you in remembrance. So the Lord put us in remembrance. You see that? The Lord, all right, always had the elect, you see? And he always reminded them that you are the elect. You see, and that's what the Lord has done unto us. You see, us being of the hopeful elect. That's what the scripture says, that many are called, but few are chosen. You see, now we all has been called, all right? But few are chosen because we just don't know who are of the elect, all right? But then it says what? I will therefore put you in remembrance, though ye once knew this, all right? How that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, at the wolf destroyed them that believe not. You see, we're just talking about the 2/3, okay? Because 2/3 are not going to believe in this truth, all right? You got to believe in this truth, man. Let's get another one. Proving that the Lord has always risen up the elect. And in every generation, he has always raised them up. In every generation that they came into. You see? This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 10, and verse 32. And it says, but call to remembrance the former days, in which after ye were illuminated, ye endured a great fight of affliction. All right, so the Lord what? It says, but call to remembrance the former things. Salakia, forgive me. It says, but call to remembrance, all right, call to remembrance the former days, in which after ye were illuminated, all right, the true Illuminati, all right. The word illuminated means to be of the enlightened ones. So the elect has always came back to being the enlightened ones, the anointed ones, all right, because they have this truth. You see, you always came back into the flesh as a newborn baby, okay, coming into a world, all right, not knowing who you were in your past life, all right, that's the mystery. You see, you didn't know who you were in your past life, so you come into a new world, you experiencing a new life, but the Lord, He did something. He did something so something can click in your mind, and He woke you up into this truth, all right, because you're part of the elect. You see, so it says, but call to remembrance the former days in which after ye were illuminated, ye endure a great fight of affliction. In the NLT, it says, think back on those early days when you first learn about Hamashiach. Remember how you remained faithful even though it meant terrible suffering. You see, because another thing is that the disciples, they're back here again, and I'm gonna prove it. Okay. The prophets, you see the followers of Yahushua, all right? You know, all the disciples of Yahushua, all the students of Paul, they back here again, man. Back in their lots, all right? Being of the elect, being the followers, right? So let's go real quick. Let me just go to the book of Daniel, all right? Proving that the men of the Lord has always came back into their lot. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 12 and verse 13, especially in these last days, man. All right. The men of the Lord always came back unto their lot, especially in these last days, which is the latter time. All right. And this is the book of Daniel, chapter 12 and verse 13. And it says, but go thou thy way unto the end be, for thou shalt rest. Yeah, because another thing you got to keep in mind is that when we give up the ghost, we go back to the spirit world. So as you go up a little bit, nope. Let's go to the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, and verse 7. And it says, then shall the dust return to the earth as it was. And the dust is talking about the body. All right. This flesh, this body. That's what the Lord says, that He made us from dust. The Lord made us from dust. Okay. So it says, then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, in the spirit or the thing, as it says in Ecclesiastes chapter 1. It says, in the spirit shall return to the Most High who gave it. So you go back to the spirit world. You go back to the Lord. You see? So everyone, when they give up the spirit, they go back to the Lord. All right? You go back to your maker. Okay? All right? You go back to rest. That's why you got the saying, rest in peace. You see? Because when you give up the spirit, it don't matter who you are. You can be the wicked. You can be the righteous. It don't matter what you do on earth. When you go back to the spirit world, you go to rest. All right? There's no such thing as a hell. Okay? Afterlife. All right? When you give up the spirit, you don't go to a place that you burn forever and ever. That's false. But real quick, Daniel 12 and 13, it says, but go thou thy way unto the end be, for thou shalt rest in peace, to the spirit world. And look, it says, and stand in thy lot at the end of the days. So guess what? Daniel, all right, he's back here again. He's back here again these latter days. We don't know who Daniel is, all right? I'm pretty sure Daniel doesn't know that he was Daniel in his past life. All right. But Daniel, he's walking. He is awoken. All right. He has been woken to this truth. All right. He woke up to this truth. Okay. Daniel the prophet woke up to this truth, but he doesn't know that he was Daniel the prophet in his past life. Okay. In the NLT, it says, as for you, go your way unto the end. You will rest. All right. And then at the end of the days, all right, in the end of the days, you will raise again to receive the inheritance set aside for you. So the same question that Peter, all right, the disciple Peter asks, okay, all right. Now this is the answer for that, man. You see, Daniel's going to receive the inheritance against Salakia. Daniel will receive the inheritance. You see, for all the works that he have done. Okay, for being a man of the Lord. And he's back here again doing the same thing that he done when he was Daniel. All right. All right. So that's that. Let me just get another one. Proving that the men of the Lord are reincarnated in these last days. There's the book of Job, chapter 19 and verse 25. And it says, for I know that my Redeemer liveth. And who is the Redeemer? Yahushua. All right. Yahushua is the Redeemer. It says, for I know that my Redeemer liveth, and that he shall stand at the latter day upon the earth. And though after my skin worms destroy this body, yet my flesh shall I see him. All right. Yet in my flesh shall I see him. So what is that talking about? Because he just said, after my body worms destroy this body, right? So worms is going to destroy the body of Job in that time, right? But then it says, yet in my flesh shall I see the Most High, or shall I see the power, Yahushua. Okay? So what is that talking about? It doesn't make any sense, right? Yeah, because he's talking about reincarnation. That Job was going to be reincarnated again in the latter days, and that he's going to receive his Redeemer. So Job is going to receive Salakia. Job is going to see his Redeemer in the latter days. Okay? So that's talking about that Job is back here again. All right? He doesn't know that he's Job, you see? But he does know, he does have this truth. Because the Lord says that what? It says, I will therefore put you in remembrance. All right, going back to the book of Job, chapter 1, verse 5. It says that I will therefore put you in remembrance. You see? So the Lord has always brought the men of the Lord. He always brought these great men, these prophets. He always brought them back again. You see? They never knew who they were in their past life, but they came back again. And then the Lord put them in remembrance, meaning that they always came to this truth. You know, they always came to the truth. All right. You see? Okay. But they never knew who they were in their past life. All right. So Job is back here again, but he doesn't know that he was Job back in his ancient time. So it says, for I know that my Redeemer liveth, and that he shall stand at the latter day upon the earth, right? And then it says, and though after my skin worms destroy this body, yet in my flesh shall I see the Most High, whom I shall see for myself, and my eyes shall behold, and not another, though my reins be consumed within me. You see that? In the NLT, and it says, I will see him for myself. Yes, I will see him with my own eyes. I am overwhelmed at the thought. You see that? Because it's going to be an amazing, glorious time when Yahushua comes back. All right, let me just get another one. And I'm just going to end it with this. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 10. And I'm going to start at verse 7. The point is verse 11. But verse 7, it says, But in the days of the voice of the seventh angel, when he shall begin to sound, the mystery of the Most High shall be finished, as he has declared to his servants the prophets. You see that? That's why the scripture says that when you go to the book of Amos, let me just get it out. Amos 3 and verse 7. It says, Surely the Lord power will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants the prophets. So the Lord has always revealed the secrets unto the servants the prophets. You see, certain dark sayings or certain mysteries or dark sayings that the average people don't know and doesn't have. Well, the Lord has revealed to his servants, the prophets. All right, especially in these last days. You see? And that's the reason why you have a big, that's why you have the elect waking up in these last days, man. All right, because the Lord is waking them up. All right, he's putting, he's what? He's putting them in remembrance. All right, by waking them up to this truth. You see? So Revelations 10 and 7, it says, But in the days of the voice of the seventh angel, when he shall begin to sound, the mystery of the Most High shall be finished, as he has declared to his servants the prophets. And the voice which I heard from heaven spake unto me again and said, Go and take the little book which is open in the hand of the angel which standeth upon the sea and upon the earth. Which that little book is talking about the Bible. And I went unto the angel and said unto him, Give me the little book. And he said unto me, Take it and eat it up. All right, meaning take it. You take the Bible and you eat it up. Meaning that you get the understanding. All right, you get the knowledge, the wisdom and understanding of the Bible. All right. So it says, take it and eat it up. All right. You take the knowledge of it, the understanding of it. And it says, and it shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey. Why is it bitter? Because of the limitations and war. All right. So like of the woe and limitations. All right. The woe and limitations that are written in the Bible. You see the destruction. All right. The end times. How things are gonna be in the last days, right? You see, of history, and you can just you can go on and on about how bitter this Bible is, man. How bitter this book is. All right, but it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey. Why is it sweet as honey unto John the Revelator? Because salvation, because the reason everything is happening is because the Lord is restoring, all right, is restoring things back to its original state, all right, which is going to be peace and glorious, you see, first and foremost for the nation of Israel, but to the whole earth, all right, and but it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey. So this is sweet as honey, man. Having this truth is sweet as honey. And it says, and I took the little book out of the angel's hand and ate it up. Yeah, I understood it. You see, I took the knowledge, I took the wisdom of the book and ate it up. And it was in my mouth sweet as honey. And soon as I ate it, my belly was bitter. Yeah, because of once again, the woes and limitations of the book, all right, of being a stoic, you see, verse 11, it says, which is the point, and he said unto me, thou must prophesy again before many people and nations and tongues and kings. Now this is the book of Revelation, All right. The book of Revelation was written when after John the Revelator was sent to the island of Patmos to serve his punishment. You see, which he was sent into the island of Patmos, which it was like a prison island. It was a prison island. All right. So he was sent unto this island to serve his time, you see, for teaching the Bible. All right. So when it says that he said unto me, thou must prophesy again, it wasn't talking about that time, because he wasn't able to prophesy again. All right. The only thing he was able to do was to write. All right. To write the book of Revelation. So when it says that he said unto me, thou must prophesy again before many people and nations and tongues and kings, that's talking about now. Okay. Because John the Revelator is back here again doing the same thing, prophesying. All right. I mean, against many people and nations and tongues and kings. You see that? So I just proved with three different accounts, all right, of the men of the Lord, the servants of the Lord that has been reincarnated in these last days. So Daniel the prophet is back here again. It says that Job is going to see his Redeemer in these last days, all right? And the Lord told, or the angel, which was the Lord, because the angel is nothing but a messenger, all right? So the Lord told John the Revelator that he's going to come back again and he's going to prophesy it again, okay, in these last days. So going back to 1 Corinthians, all right, going back to 1 Corinthians chapter 14, and I'm just going to end it with this. In our verse 32, and it says, and the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets. So the prophets has always came back in order as a prophet. And it says, and the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets. For the Most High is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in the church, as in all churches of the saints. So the prophets has always came back in there a lot. All right. So with that, Lord willing, that this lesson was edifying as well as uplifting. And with that, I want to say shalom.